Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips leaders and entrepreneurs to achieve their greatest potential. This show is sponsored by Current Leadership Coaching, and they help entrepreneurs excel as leaders so they can create super teams. Find out more about them at currentleadershipcoaching.com. Hey, hope you're doing great today. And all this week, we are talking about conflict resolution and some tips that'll help you resolve any conflict that pops up in your team, whether it's at work or at home or just about anywhere else. Today, I want to talk about something that can be very disheartening for you and your team if and when it happens, and that is when your conflict resolution fails. If you've been listening all week, you know we've talked about several different tips that can help you resolve your conflict. And if you utilize all these tips, you're going to take many precautions and set up guidelines for everyone to follow. Hopefully, you also included everyone who was involved in a conflict with the process of coming up with the best resolution to implement. So at this point, if the conflict resolution fails, man, it could be a bit frustrating to say the least. And to be honest, that's just how conflict goes sometimes. As situations change along the way, the same old type of conflict may resurface. Or some of the people who agreed to the original resolution may just change their minds and say, the heck with this new policy, and revert back to the old ways. Now, to keep in line with all the other tips throughout the week, let's think about what we can do to prevent people from going rogue and reverting back to the old ways. Here are a few questions for you to ponder and or maybe even ask your team. First of all, what is causing people to revert back or not stick to the agreed upon resolution? Second, what are the commonalities of the people being resistant? Third, how can you find out more about what is causing them to be non-conforming? Fourth, what can you do to hold your team members accountable for the resolution that they decided and agreed upon? Fifth, what information can the team members who are sticking to the resolution give you? So I would recommend that you try to think through these 5 questions and come up with some legitimate answers and ideas. Personally, I believe one thing that you can do is to establish some kind of accountability measure to ensure everyone sticks to the resolution. You could develop the accountability tools that will empower each team member to hold others accountable. And make it fun and maybe even some type of competition. Whatever type of accountability measure that you come up with, you should be sure to include a suggestion plan or some type of open format where team members can voice their thoughts. Some teams really want to ensure there are some ways to anonymously put in their input, and that's totally up to you. But I will say this, transparency goes a long way in resolving conflict. When people hold things in on a team, that could be a creation of conflict. So just keep that in mind. Hey, let me ask you, have you ever struggled with either hiring the right person or just having a difficult time trying to figure out who you should hire? Have you ever felt like you've wasted your valuable time in the hiring process? If so, we've created a hiring guide and video that tells you the number one hiring question that you should be asking in order to hire the right person for the job without fear of getting a bad hire. If you're interested in getting this free guide and video, please visit currentleadershipcoaching.com/hiring question. That's HIRINGQUESTION. And you'll also be able to find a direct link to that page in today's show notes. Hey, at CLC, our passion is to help you excel as a leader so you can create super teams and have an amazing career and life. And this hiring guide is a great tool that's going to help you. As always, we greatly appreciate you for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until tomorrow, run to your challenges.